quick. It's me, your host, Satoshi motherfucking heavy. For a quick TA. What happened? I thought we were gonna die. I thought we were going to zero. Then all of a sudden, we boom. Was that the short squeeze? Many questions need to be answered, and I may or may not have answers for you. But with that, with that, with that. With that. So, what is going on for this shit? What's going on? Well, I'll tell you two things, real quick. Don't worry, don't FOMO. People are saying this is the bottom. I'll rest my case on that. But let's do this. So to keep it simple, one of my rules. I know I said I've been running with this ABCE meme triangle, but I'm gonna break away from it finally, and here's why. I'm a big fan of keeping it simple. The more you complicate things, the more likely you are to have it wrong. And so, what's simple here? An ABC. And what's simple here? A breakdown. And everything was valid for this. So why wouldn't I keep it simple? So, moving with that. We're going to keep with this being the primary now. Although my meme ABCDE triangle kept us in a good trade for the majority of this, I'm gonna run away from that finally. Just because the CDE here was very short and too sweet. I needed something more time duration to play out in order for me to really lean with that. But anyways, sticking with this notion, we got a clear invalidation level of this entire bear move down. Right here. Close upon on an hourly level or so. I'm willing to say if we close above over that on a few hourly candles, I know even for me a wick is enough for me to say goodbye to this downward motion, but to be extra safe, get like 2-3 closes in that zone, and then yeah, for sure that's impulsively not a bearish breakdown. But also, I want to know, one of my big rules, and a rule I always abide by, and so far it's stuck very true, is this. Is if on the drawdown leg, you retrace back over the golden box, which I have marked here, and you close above it, or even in it, but I'd rather above it. If you close above this, like this, that's inherently bullish, or that's really telltale of a reversal. Is once you close above the golden pocket of the retrace. That's very telling of it. I know people say you can retrace to a 0.7, 0.8, but it's very it's so far and few, you guys. It's so far and few that it happens, and when it happens, it wicks. It's like whew, quick and down, and it's not like up and then it did a piddle paddle down here. It's a wicks and it's done, and it drops back below this zone. It never stays above this unless it reverses. I'm telling you, I'm just that's my practice and stuff. This is what I see. Another thing. Another little cool trick I love to use is my 1.236 extension rule. Once you get an impulse over 1.161 whatever 1.618, which we have, we got it all the way to 2.236. Very impulsive. One of my rules is if the impulse of the retracement fails to close back below or back above this 1.236, it's inherently impulsive still to the downward side. And you saw how hard we rejected this whole area. The 1.236 retracement zone, the Elliott wave 12021 channel, which is right in the Bermuda Triangle that I always talk about. If you guys don't know what a Bermuda Triangle is, then you guys have to join my crew. We talk about it a lot. But the Bermuda Triangle is right in this zone. This is right where you want to place your bids, on a place where you think a wave 4, when you think you got a wave 3 and you're about to break down or break up for a wave 4, depending on what your situation is, bearishly or downwards. So, another thing I want to pay attention to right now is when I see, let's see here. I'm trying to find where we got divergence from this point to this point. I don't know if we got that. I don't know if we got that. Let's see here. Yeah. From right here you do. Okay. There it is. Here's our bullish divergence I was looking for. It's on a 10 and 15 minute time frame. And it comes from this low. You could even argue this point. Right? That's bullish divergence, right? It's going up while this is going down, slight. But I like this point. So we're going to take it off this point to this point, which is it's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ends an impulse, retrace back up. So, with this, you guys already know what I'm about to get into. You already know. You already know. You already fucking know. Let's take this point. From here. You got your valley. You got your valley. Here's your high. It's never your high, but it's on the pivot directly below. And there's two of them I really like. There's this one and there's this one right here. You see how RSI swung above it right now, but we're not closing above this right now. And since we're not closing above this valley point, which is right now, this is your warning shot. This is your warning shot because it's also on this low right here. So remember, your valley points are 0, 1, 2, and X. Remember? 0. I know I'm taking 0 off this leg. This leg is all one move, so I'm taking it off this one. It doesn't matter. You can take it off this one or that one. On the 5 minute, it's going to show this one because that's the last move. But so let's do this. 0, 1, 2, X. X is your warning. This is your warning shot, especially if it's aligned with X. But you see how we got rejected 1, 2, and if we can't close above this zone and we get rejected again, we're gonna fall. And that's just how it works. So that's what I've been paying attention to. But let me show you something else that's pretty fucking awesome. You see on this 1 minute time frame, you can even go to 5 minute, I guess. On this 5 minute time frame, you had bullish divergence in this whole block, right? So if you were to draw your valley points from there to there, and your tops are here, so you take your lows off your tops, and I really liked this point, and I pointed it out during my last video I aired for our members. And I said, if on retrace we hold this zone, we're going to continue this possible uptrend. And we did. One of my favorite plays on after you break a valley range, so here's your divergence, right? You broke above on RSI, and you closed above it on price. So this is your lowest point. So it all starts on your lowest point. And you see here, we're able to warn shot that, and we're flirting with this, but the important part was we never broke this low, which sustained this entire shot since it was 1, 2, and then we dip down to reload, and then we fire back through this. And then once we cleared this zone on both price and RSI, that was a telling sign that on retrace you might want to get in on that. Maybe this is forming a triangle B wave and short C wave going down. Yeah, this move for Ethereum, I wanted to get into it as well because it could all it's very especially not maybe on a maybe not on the USD, but when I pull out the pull out when I pull up the euro, the euro, it makes it clean, almost a five-wave impulse. But the reason I don't like it is because wave one is just an ABC, and that's all I can get from it. I cannot get a five-wave impulse from this, no matter what, and that's the reason why I shy away from it. So when I have to ask, is this one, this two, this three, this four, and this five, and this is a B, C. Another thing I wanted to get into is I'm watching this retrace. If I get a gold, if I retrace back into this golden shit, if I retrace back and sustain the golden box right here, which is very valid on for multiple reasons. Not only is it a support, not only is it a value point, support point, but it's also a Fibonacci point. So if on this retrace, I don't know if it's gonna happen now because to me, I could see one more possible move up, but it's not a given. It's not a given. It is not a given. We already crossed into wave one territory, so that's already a warning sign that you don't want to do that if you're an Elliott. You just don't want to break any rules if you're an Elliott wave. So I wouldn't be longing that whatsoever. I'll only be shorting this shit and praying to God that I don't get liquidated. Because, well, not liquidated, but stopped out. I would say liquidated. So in terms of bullishness and bearishness, I'm more bearish on the intermediate, like from the next 24 hours. I'm more bearish just because we had this giant impulse up. If we hold this zone right here, obviously we'll be bullish, but I don't expect to. But if we do, that's inherently bullish, and that's something to be aware of. If we hold those lows right there, that's just something just to be aware of, and we want to be cautious of. So, and you see here, we closed with that, and I said that we were going to come back up here on the Euro chart when I was doing this earlier. I don't know why I did not. That's dumb of me. Anyways, let's go to Bitcoin. No, I know. So it's a flat. No, it's an ABC zig. This is a zigzag for a fact. That's not flat. For Bitcoin, I don't know what the fuck's Bitcoin doing. This Bitcoin looks like shit. Bitcoin looks like absolute shit. I have no idea what Bitcoin is doing. That was definitely a five-wave impulse of some sort, or a ABC of some sort. This was an ABC, clear as day, so that's valid for a B wave. But is this 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 trying to get up here? If this clears it, this will make a valid C wave, and I'll be happy with this. So I'll be very satisfied if this weird shape that's appearing right now clears this high. I'll be very satisfied with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just forming this wedge. So we got bearish divergence. You got bearish divergence from these 3 points. So you're looking at this point right there. So we watch for this point to break down, and then secondary point to break down right there. If we break down below that, then I'm probably assuming that this is going to continue down like this. This is not anything you want to long though, in my opinion, okay? A is 3 waves, which is why I call it a flat. Oh, no, okay, yeah. No, yeah, I feel you. But the reason why I call it a zigzag is because how extended C wave was. But I agree with that. I feel you. Usually I try to, when I see a flat, I try to make it sure it's like looks flat, you know, like this. Not like a zigzag or whatever you want to call it. How do you want to make it? Fucking. Alright, so Now that I've gone over the short-term plays and my ideas in the short-term invalidation rules in terms of if Bitcoin is up there, Ethereum same basic play, same shape in essence. Well, oh wait, I didn't do Bitcoin. I did Ethereum. But Bitcoin's in essence the same exact thing. Same exact thing. I already marked the bull invalidation. If this was to finish off a move, which I had marked just in case, we would clear this area and close above it and then move up. But we just did not do that. Let's see here. Let's look at this real quick. Bitcoin had we had bullish divergence from this point to this point. Here's your value range rule lows. So let's look at it real quick. We came down and we tested these lows and they held as support and we shot up, but it was poor. It was a poor attempt. When you see a reversal, this secondary pullback and move is very violent. But you see how flat it is? Well, the thing is, back in the day, there weren't as many possibilities, and people aren't as able to short, and there wasn't even that many people back in the day shorting, and even trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever you want to call it. There was not that many people. So the reason there's more shorts, there's new all-time highs, because there's more people ever able to trade. So people saying you're gonna get short squeezed. Yes, eventually there's gonna be a short squeeze. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not shorts. Just because you're going to an all-time high doesn't mean shit. They can go as high as they fucking want. This thing can literally go to zero. And are the shorts wrong? No. So what I'm saying is you don't fight the trend. Shorts just climb as high as they want. Yes, it's very scary having them this high. I'm fucking terrified. For me, I really think this is gonna happen. This is not my primary. Okay, look, this is what I think is gonna happen. Shorts are too high in my liking, for my liking. So this right here, we're gonna break down, and then once we reach this box, we're gonna create a giant ABC. And this is gonna be the short squeeze. This is gonna short squeeze some fuckers. Because look, there's people shorting this entire zone, double tapping this zone, shorting it, trying their hardest to short this bitch right here. You think they're gonna handle a third time going through that? I don't think so. And I don't know if you saw my primary. Let's go to Bitcoin shows my primary better. It's on a daily. And this is from implications from a fractal nature implications from 2014, which was also very bubble-like. So one or two things can happen. We have completed, for my liking, a 5-wave impulse, right? And it cleared the lows, did everything it needed to do to, for me, validate a 5-wave impulse. But what is the thing that I've recently been telling you guys to watch out for? Those running fucking wedges. That they're so custom in crypto that it should be a fractal nature. Like people should notice this. That's how often they happen. And what does that do? How does that play out? Or how do you play that out? How does it play out? Well, people think divergence is end all be all. So they see this divergence forming, correct? They see this divergence forming, right? Like, oh god, look at that major divergence. But then they fail to realize that a divergence is just a meme, and that the thing that really tells you that if your divergence is true is your value range. And without that, without you clearing this and closing above it on 3 closes bullishly, you ain't got shit, and this is just gonna form an what I call a big fuck you. And this is literally what happened in 2014. And I'm willing to risk this biscuit. It's very clear invalidation rules, very clear as day. Obviously, we'll be watching volume. Volume, this will be my stop, but on this play, after this come down, I may want to long this, considering. Um, but this will be my play. Stop here, and if we get multiple closes above this range, the valley range right here, your X point, and your warning shot, then I'm gonna exit my position with a loss, because this will be my entry. This valley range low. I may not do this for Ethereum, and I'll tell you why. I probably won't short Ethereum right now, just because Ethereum doesn't really have much more to go. Ethereum's hard forking, which is inherently bullish in the crypto market. So that's very dangerous. So on the completion of this 5-wave move, I'm gonna stay out of Ethereum. I'll probably long this move down, but I'm not going to be shorting it unless there's very, very clear signs of bearishness. And let me show you another reason why we want to short this. This is a long-term trend line that's just been broken from memes ago, like forever ago. And so we just broke it. Why wouldn't you want to short the retest? That's one of the easiest places in the book. You short the retest, especially. See this how this move had this much volume right here. If this retest that's gonna come right here has less volume, so like down here, short the bitch. Don't be dumb. Shorts should go as high as they want. As high as they want. And let me show you the fractal that I'm talking about. So we got like almost like a triangle, but triangles are memes usually. And then from this point you got a 1 2 1 2. That was a 5-wave impulse, and that was could be subjectivity of a 5-wave impulse because how it was, but I could get 5 out of there. And now this move right here. Now let's go back to 2014 real quick. I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to wrap this up, but we had a triangle, 1 2. Well, here's a bigger thing: 1 2, and then a 1 2, and then this is where I think we are in our fractal right now. Right here. We just made this smaller ABC and we started curling down. We had this huge 4. Well, we started curling down. We just kept this overextended, and you had bullish divergence here too. Look, here, that's bullish divergence, right? That was bullish divergence all the way until it was broken at the last. This last candle broke it. But what I'm saying is, were thinking bullish divergence, bullish divergence, bullish divergence, bullish divergence, bullish divergence, all the way up until the last candle that killed the divergence, that broke the low of this divergence and killed it. And people got fucked on that. And then again, right here, you had another divergence. But the difference with this one is it cleared some valley range rules. So you go step by step. So here's this range and here's this range. So now you're looking at this one to go possibly play a long or a short position at. And I'll target this range right here to go short at on this breakup. And look at how well it plays all the time. But then the reason to go long was we held the valley range low point, which was here. See that? 4 closes above, go back long, and now you target, since this was depleted, you target the next range on your valley range, which was the previous one, the previous X point, which was right there. And then look how well that worked. Wicked in, and you got a killer short. So this is the fractal I've been looking at. I could be wrong. I'd be happy to be wrong. But the reason why I don't want to short Ethereum is because all that bullish nature. And Ethereum I really do think Ethereum could take off without Bitcoin if it really wants to. It's dirt ass cheap, dude, dirt ass cheap. Who wouldn't want to take it to 20,000? If I had $1 million, not $1 billion, I would rather put it into Ethereum just because how cheap it is. There's a working. I know who made it. He's a living person. So, anyways, that is my ideas. Those are my ideas. That's my implications. On this end of this 5-wave move, I will not be looking to short Ethereum, only possibly along this possible end of this 5-wave, but we have to understand that just because it's a 5th wave and just because we have bullish divergence does not mean anything. We have to have some range rules to be passed, and you could possibly try to catch a knife, but you saw how badly it ended up for a few of us. Not too good. We don't make a living off catching knives. We make a living about playing rules. Range rules and Elliott Wave rules. Okay, guys. That is all I have. That's all my numbers, all my crunches I could have in my mind. Everything you got from me. So, with that, I am going to look how close. By the way, look how close I was to getting stopped out. My entry was this dead cat bounce area, and I was so fucking close to getting stopped out. Jesus. Anyways, I'll try to be on later tonight, but I doubt it. Tomorrow I'll be on. If anything changes, I'll set alarms for this. If we break back over it, I'll wake up and I will alert you guys, but I do not think it's going to happen tonight, at least, without a retrace of some sort. First area to watch, obviously, is this zone, because it's your value range on your 10-minute time frame. And if you hold that zone on your 10-minute time frame, it's inherently bullish. But you see, you already have your warning shot, and now you're looking at your tops, not your bottoms, your tops. You have your warning shot. RSI broke it, so that's your warning for a price that, hey, you're going to probably test these lows, these highs, and just these highs right here. You have to stay above these highs. These don't mean shit. If you break below these, you're probably going to retest this and break down. So you want to stay above this. And if this breaks below this as well, right here, and then it fails to get over this roof, and then this fails to get over this roof, then I guarantee you're going to go down. Alright, you guys. That's all I have. Much love. Hey, Crypto Arch. I love that motherfucker. Hey, shout out Crypto Arch. Respect you, motherfucker. High key. Anyways, bearish count, bullish count is alive just because stupid Euro looks bullish. Euro Ethereum. So you gotta be careful. I like when all charts align. Right now we have one discrepancy, which is the Euro chart. And because of that, we must abide by rules and be careful. Place your stops. My stop is probably gonna be lower now because I feel like if we're gonna move, I feel like this has to be it. Like ABC, we have to break down now, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop my stop just to probably above this range right there. So I'm now little profit, you know. If I get stopped out, it's whatever, because I'm gonna be gone. I don't want to be stupid and get liquidated or take a loss when I'm already gonna win. All right, you guys. Much love. I appreciate all of you guys. As always, this is Satoshi Heavy with the Satoshi Shit Show. I will be on again tomorrow during the day and again at midnight. So catch me. If anything changes, I'll do a SOS live session, but I don't think so. I don't think it'll happen tonight. Much love. This is Satoshi Heavy. Signing the fuck out.